Yeah. Number one commentary channel on YouTube. And guys, there are three things that are certain in life. Almost three things, right? Number one, death. Number two, taxes. And number three is that Miller's probably going to be late. I'm sorry. I apologize. If I were to explain everything that happened on why I'm late, you guys will be bored. And at this point, you might even feel like, listen, I've heard it all already. I apologize in advance, guys. We'll do better. We got some news that I want to share with you guys, and we do have some voicemails. If you guys are just tuning in, and if you're new here, we do 2 streams a day, 2 live streams. This is the second one. This is the afternoon one. In the morning, we were able to interview Johnny Cupcakes Campbell, and we were able to have a great back and forth. We spoke a little bit about UFC 293, and that's what we're going to focus on today. So if you would like to call in, the number is 267-545-8096, when you can share your thoughts on how do you really feel about Sean Strickland being champion. I guess the point of emphasis that I want to focus on as well too is, was Sean Strickland hurt? Not Sean Strickland. Maybe he was hurt or improved him. I don't know. Was Israel Adesanya hurt? Was there something wrong, or did Sean Strickland beat him fair and square? There's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of people wondering maybe something was wrong with Adesanya. And me personally, and we could debate this, we have 2 voicemails to play in a second. Me personally, I believe what happened was that he got hurt in the first round. I just made a short on it. He got hurt in the first round. He wasn't able to really fully recover. Yeah, he was able to kind of go through the motions and, try to land here and there, but he really couldn't go for broke because he got hurt once and he didn't want any more of that. Now, what I will say is what's going to come out, almost no one can predict. I believe we're going to get maybe him explaining, oh, I had this injury to my elbow, to my kneecap, who knows, to my hamstring. When I got hit, I felt in an awkward way, but I didn't want to make any excuses to my fans, so I wanted to fight through it, even though, 2 or 3 days later is going to sound like an excuse. And the question that I have lingering in my mind, which I think is really important, is the majority of the fans going to believe him? Or is the majority of fans going to say, let's move on? That's the $1 million question. Because if it's almost unanimous that people don't want to see the rematch, maybe the UFC takes another route. But if it's believable, maybe he has like an MRI picture and he's able to talk about it a bit more. Maybe people say, you know what, if he was healthy, he would win, and we get the rematch. It looks like Dana White wants the rematch. I'm assuming Adesanya is going to say the same thing. So I believe we're going to find out soon exactly what's the case. But if I had to guess right now, I would argue he got hurt in the first round. That kind of changed the path the fight was going, and he just really couldn't turn into that next gear. And Sean Strickland was so defensively sound, in my opinion, was so defensively sound that Adesanya was like, man, I can't land nothing on this guy. He kind of got ahead of me. and I have nothing for him today. Maybe I could make adjustments and I'll come back and be better the second time around, but maybe he just felt demoralized in there. 267-545-8096. Did Sean Strickland win fairly, or did Adesanya have some kind of lingering injury or problem, or there was some hiccup, some obstacle that he was a lesser form of himself? Feel free to leave a voicemail and I'll play it. I got 2 voicemails to play. After that, I'll be accepting live callers. I will let you know when we start accepting live callers. But right now, got 2 voicemails to play. So I'll play the first one shortly. Let me firstly quickly catch up with chat, and then we'll get right to it. Ghost of Trey Mountain, sour cream on everything until we die. I also have some news for you guys too, as well, that I can't wait to share with you. So I'll catch up with chat, read share some news, and then we'll get right to it. Wait, you got what belt? Says Snipey. We also have a clips channel, which is crazy, that I have to promote as well too. Hito, can you put the link in the chat, and I'll make sure I posted some more. Never G. Jesus in the building. Saludos. Pump break on Sean. Israel beats him in the rematch. Interesting. Maybe we could have a little bit debate on that, Jesus. But Jesus says Israel wins the rematch, and he very might well make it happen. 12 minutes late. We'll do better. Promise we'll do way better next time. Had a little bit of a couple things to take care of right before. Bro, can we zoom out the camera a little? It's kind of creepy close. For me, really? Is it? I don't mind zooming out a little bit. Is it a little bit too close? Let me see something. Is that a little bit better? Let me know if that's a little bit better. Overall, what's up? Zelme in the building. Overall 99 ENT. Welcome to the stream. We're gonna get to some calls in a second. Appreciate you guys being here. Let's move on from Izzy, says Hito. As you mean, do you mean let's move on from Izzy as far as let's fight someone else? Because I would argue, hey, we've seen him fighting for the title enough at this point. Let's get some fresh blood. Maybe someone out there is more deserving, like a Drickus. Let me know if that looks a little better, Snipey. Maybe right there might even be a little better right there. You let me know. Yeah, you're right, Hito. Can you zoom out the camera a bit? It's too close. Let me know if that's good. What's up, everybody? Yeah, honestly, let this be today for it to be the last week we talk about Israel Adesanya. Let's talk about what's going to happen this Saturday. Cool. All right. So at least from what it looks like to me, I'm gonna get to the voicemails in a second, and then some live callers. But what it looks like to me is that, for the most part, people want to move on. Grasso fights Shevchenko too this weekend. Let me start a poll. Should Adesanya get the rematch? No. Let's move on. Absolutely. Bam. That's a poll. I would love to see how you guys vote. Breaking news real quick before we play the next 2. And I'll try to remind people afterwards. I don't know why the zoom, or you see how blurry it looks? I don't know why that keeps happening. I want to see if that has something to do with me moving my monitor. Let's see. That's not the case, and I'm not sure what exactly is going on. Breaking news, guys. Combat FC hit me up. That's the promotion that Johnny Cupcakes Campbell's fighting for. That's the promotion that John Duma's fighting on. Both fighters that we have interviewed, and they got to me. They contacted me and they asked me if I'm local. I said, I live in Philadelphia, right outside Philadelphia, a few minutes outside. And they hit me up when it was some of the best news I got. Maybe the best news I got all week, but the week just started. So maybe it gets better, maybe it gets worse. Who knows? The news I got from them, they said, well, if you want to drive down, we got tickets for you. Is the news, guys. And a brother feels grateful because I would love to go, maybe make some content, maybe take my camera and interview a fighter live for a little bit. Just enjoy the show, maybe talk to them, see what more work we can do. We'll see what happens. But they hit a brother up and they said they got tickets for your boy. We've been at this, guys. For the people in the chat, make sure you hit the thumbs up, by the way. Helps the channel out immensely. We've been at this, right? Trying to interview fighters in a sense, right? And we've been doing that more recently. We did Alex Caceres and then the 2 fighters from Combat FC. We've been making shorts and getting great views. The TikTok went from 35 followers to over 6,000 in a span of like a month and a half, 2 months. which I think is pretty incredible, right? Like once we started putting a lot of TikToks out there, it just started blowing up. And I think that's a good sign, which ironically enough, they hit me up through TikTok. And look where we're at now. We're already 2 interviews down. There's a pay-per-view card that they're doing for $20 on fight.tv. And they're working on I believe on a contract with the UFC, if I'm not mistaken, for UFC Fight Pass. Nonetheless, your boy is planning. I called the job. I was a little bit worried. I called the job. I said, hey, can I please not show up to work on Friday? And in return, I'll show up to work on Monday. Crossing fingers, hate asking for permission, but you have to, right? At this point, it's my job. And the request was granted. So, guys, come Friday, we'll be driving out to Boston. And I believe my man Hito's going with me, as long as they send the ticket. So I guess I need a confirmation to make sure they are good with doing so. But nonetheless, your boy's getting free tickets. That's a good sign. We're getting fighter interviews, maybe free tickets as well too. I haven't even reached out to other fighters directly myself. Maybe this is a sign of things to come, is what I will say. I hope that's the case. I hope that is what's happening. Maybe the stars are aligning. So just wanted to break that news with you guys. Let's get to some voicemails, catch up with chat, and then we'll get right to it. Yeah, I think it has to do with the background effects and the distance. Yeah, I don't know. It's still doing it. Like, see right there? I don't know what the deal is. But maybe it stops because it keeps going out of focus. See? It's doing that weird thing again. I'm going to have to mess with the settings. I would be surprised if Adesanya doesn't get the rematch. Why so? You don't think they have another option that might even sell better? Because I could almost even make that argument. Don't run the rematch. Maybe... again, Pereira's moving up to 185 or 205, but why not maybe do that? Why not maybe do Drickus? And if Drickus beats Sean Strickland, by the time Drickus fights Adesanya, they have a card in Africa, which I have mentioned before, that's the whole game plan. Maybe Drickus beats Sean Strickland, Drickus and Adesanya in Africa. With the whole debate and problems that were going on. I didn't play your voicemail. I believe you left on Beta Quest, so I'll get to it in a second. I think I recognize the area code. But yes, guys, with all that being said, maybe that's the game plan. Drickus fights Sean Strickland. Drickus wins. Oh my God, he beat Sean Strickland, the man who beat Adesanya. Maybe he does have a real chance, and we get the Drickus versus Adesanya press conference, the lead up, the UFC embeddeds before the main event. If you write a script, that's not a bad way to write a script. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what's on the menu. Nonetheless, let's get to the first voicemail. I think Data wants it. Why? Does he believe he owes it to him? Because Adesanya, at the end of the day, which is fair to say, he has been a very active, busy champion. Look at Leon, wins the title, and we still haven't seen him. Look at other champions that haven't been that active or that consistent. Maybe it's a meritocracy in that sense. Conor was active, and that's why he kind of got what he wanted. Maybe because Adesanya is active, he gets what he wants. That could potentially probably be the case. I'd also be happy if it's not him too. If it's not him, who would you like to see, Dan? Angelica, welcome back to the stream. DDP versus Strickland, winner gets the pass. Coakley. That's wild. Is that what's going to be on the line? We shall see. Let's get to the first voicemail of the day, and then we'll accept some live callers. Here we go. Call number 1.
Yeah, this is for Chris. Chris, listen.
It's not.
All right.
It's Trey Mountain. Here we go. Trey Mountain says this is for Chris Faith. Let's see what he has to say in direct response. Chris Faith left him a voicemail earlier today, and this is a response. Here we go.
First of all, I'm not fairy weight like you, okay, little guy? All right, nobody's worried about you. Also, is this a handicap match or is this just a straight up regular match? Because I know you don't have the fight power in you. You want to call out somebody, you don't call it in your city. Hey, come to Charlotte, Chris. If you're a man, you'll come to. But I mean, are we serious? Get an octagon schedule, Chris, and I'll come submit you in every position you want me to. I'll do it 4 times in a row if I have to, big guy. I've seen how you walk. You're little, okay? You're a little fairy weight. Nobody's afraid of you, pal. Don't get submitted, Chris. You let me know where and when, and I'll tap you out however many times you want to tap. I'll put you in chokeholds you ain't even seen in the UFC. You want to get put in the twister? You want me to channel my inner Bryce Mitchell? I'll throw you in it, bad boy. Welcome to Kansas. You're in the twister now.
I guess we might start doing some matchmaking here, and Trey is might be on the card. Trey and Chris Faith.
This is my last time entertaining you, okay, little guy? All right? I'm done doing this. It's cute, you know what I'm saying? You try and get your 15 seconds of fame.
Why?
Every now and then.
There we go.
Every now and then. Nobody's afraid of it, pal. Let me know. I'll submit you in every position. You just let me know. The source is out.
Well, I thought we were going to talk about some Adesanya and Strickland, and instead we get beef between Chris Faith and Trey Mountain. Let's see how that plays out. Maybe I could set it up and set up an octagon in my backyard. If I were to say what the odds would be, I would say Chris Faith a minus 1,200, Trey Mountain a plus 8. If I had to guess. Yeah, Dana wants it, but he needs to read the room. No one wants that rematch. And maybe he comes to his senses. Maybe he was talking a little early, and then he starts seeing, look, fans actually don't want to see this fight again. Does he owe something to Adesanya? Adesanya does have a big following. Maybe that has something to do with it. Drickus versus Sean is natural. Someone hit the volume button. Trey drives the same golf cart, obese people's scooter everywhere. Camera's out of focus, bro. Think you need to zoom in and out. I don't know what's going on. It keeps happening. I have autofocus on it. I don't know what the deal is. So let's see if it stops doing that. It's a little bit annoying. I apologize. I love that the chat scroll on YouTube just says Farquhar. Here we go. Let's get to the next voicemail. Let's get right to it.
All right. This is Beta. Listen here.
Beta Quest in the building. A DC Fight Club member with the gold glove and the belt. So he's been supporting for a while. Shout out to Beta Quest. Let's see what he has to say.
What a great implication of the fight doesn't carry the weight of how boring the rest of that fight was, y'all.
Oh.
Like, I get it. No one expected this.
So Beta Quest is saying, okay, Sean Strickland won. Maybe it's not as impressive as we're making it out to be. Is that what you're saying? The fight was still boring. To me, that straight right hand over the top, knocking down Adesanya, I feel most didn't see that coming. And that was enough gas in the tank for me to be excited for the rest of the fight. That's just me. Let's see what else Beta has to say.
Plus 49 or 490 underdog to beat the great striker, blah, I don't care. It was a boring fight.
He doubles down. It was a boring fight to Beta.
Outside of the 20 seconds of the first round, we got a 1-2 and a push kick from Sean Strickland.
A lot of push kicks, which in a sense landed, but...
And fake Muhammad Ali head movement from Izzy for 4 straight rounds.
Makes a compelling point. Besides the first round, maybe the rounds 2 through 5 were a little bit boring. Now, question for you, Beta, if you haven't answered it yet, we'll see, right, throughout the call. Is that Adesanya's fault or is that Sean Strickland's fault? Maybe that's Adesanya's fault for not putting the pedal to the metal in a sense and not really giving us much to work with. And he has had boring fights before. Not that Sean Strickland hasn't, but you look at the Romero fight, you look at the Whitaker second fight, you look at the Vettori fight. He's had some underwhelming performances. When do we start to blame him, or when do we start to say, hey, his style of fighting is maybe a recipe for a boring fight, unless the challenger makes it a fight? And is that always the challenger's responsibility? Because now he's the challenger.
If we're talking about greatest fights of the world, that wouldn't even be a part of the conversation. We wouldn't even mention it. That was almost as bad as Rose and Carla.
That was almost as bad as Rose and Carla Esparza. I would say no. I would say that knockdown sealed the deal to make it better. They could have stared each other in the eyes for the next 4 rounds, and I would say that's still better than Carla. Carla Esparza versus Rose Namajunas was arguably the worst fight I've ever seen in my life. I'm trying to think of a worse one, and I don't think I have anything for you. That might have been the worst fight. Maybe Yoel Romero and Adesanya, where, damn, I sound like a Adesanya hater right now, but hey.
Barza. That was almost as bad as Izzy Romero. That was a snooze fest of a fight outside of one.
Maybe the common denominator is Adesanya, Beta. Maybe you're making the argument for me, and I'm maybe playing with your words a little bit flexibly, but hey, maybe that's Adesanya's fault, and maybe that's why he shouldn't get the rematch.
30-second exchange. Let's pump the brakes on calling it a great fight. It had great implications, but Strickland won on output and a knockdown. It wasn't a strenuous battle of back and forth activity. It was Izzy looking for a question mark kick, spamming a couple leg kicks, and Strickland push kicking him in the stomach. Yeah, I mean, if that's what y'all call entertainment, I'll give it to you. I'm happy for you. But for me, I wasn't impressed. Now, I don't want to hear I'm biased towards Izzy or I'm biased towards Strickland because I don't like either of them. I think.
Interesting. He says, I don't want to hear that I'm biased towards Izzy. He almost gives us that, hey, man, I'm not racist. I have a black friend. I feel like he's leading with that a little bit, speaking of Beta. We'll see what happens. We'll see. Basically, he says, I'm not an Izzy fan. Maybe hiding that he is. He might have an Izzy poster in his room right above him before he goes to bed. But nonetheless, let's hear him out.
They're both kind of clownish. But don't give that man a rematch. Let
here we go.
The division kind of grow and develop without Izzy at the helm. And let's see what grows from this absolute stinker that we got.
He's doubling down, tripling down, quadrupling down that this fight was a stinker. To me, it wasn't. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Beta has a point? Is Beta correct in saying that this fight was boring? It was a stinker? Maybe he's right and I'm wrong. I enjoyed the fight, but maybe that has to do more with the lead up and the knockdown in the first, and maybe it was a little bit boring, but nonetheless.
And see if we can turn it into, a bed of roses for the middleweight division. That's all I got to say.
And there you go, Beta Quest saying this fight was a stinker, but he does say maybe we're better off. Maybe we're better off without having Adesanya running it back. And if it's not Adesanya, I would like to hear a little bit more from Beta on who he chooses for Sean Strickland to fight next. What do you do with Adesanya? Maybe we could play a little bit of matchmaking. I haven't really even thought that out through myself too much, so maybe we could talk about that. We have another voicemail in a second. If you're 1-2 in your last 3, says Tyler Hedden. Tyler says, if you're 1-2 in your last 3, you don't get an immediate rematch. What do you do with Adesanya? Will be my question to you. And anybody that wants to talk about what we do next with Adesanya, 267-545-8096. Thanks, Beta. About the camera zoom and the fat golfer? Question mark. Let's catch up with chat. All hail the great container, Jesus. Shout out to the butt hamster, the fat golfer, says Beta. I'm in here right now. We're trying to call in, LOL, says the hamster. No one is going to go back, watch that fight, and say that was absolutely captivating as a fight. I might have to rewatch it again. Maybe it was the hype behind the fight in that first round, and maybe it was a little bit poor and underwhelming as far as the main event. I will do you the service of watching that fight again and telling you if you had a point or not. Because you convinced me. I remember as well too, Beta. You convinced me when I saw Dillashaw versus Sandhagen. I thought to myself, listen, Dillashaw did enough. I know he's getting hate, but he scored some takedowns. He had some good moments. I edged it. I thought Dillashaw won on the live watch. I rewatched it. Came to the conclusion, which Beta was correct about. It was a gift. Corey Sandhagen won that fight. Nonetheless, let's get to the next call from a 201 area code. Here we go.
It's so funny. It's so funny that Trey Mountain, bro, you sound like a crackhead Karen who has been waiting online for for the United States Postal Service for 12 hours and complaining about, why the line can't show up. Bro, little man, bro, you act like I'm a foot. You act like I'm the size. You act like I'm the Hasbulla size, bro. Like, I'm tall enough to literally cut your chin in half. I'm really tall enough to cut your chin in half. Bro, bro, I've never seen your fights. The only thing you're good at is talking smack, but you're not good at fights. Bro, I'm not going to lie. Here's a true story. 3 years ago, I almost beat the crap. No, actually not almost beat the crap. I almost killed a guy because this this idiot was literally like passing like his girl like a rag dog. Trust me. Trust me, bro. If you cannot come to New York City for the week, for that 1 week, and trust me, it's an offer. And don't think I'm paying for a flight or anything. Heck no. Heck no.
He said,
I live
"Come on."
right next to New York
Chris says, "Basically, come on your own dime."
City. I live in Jersey City, right next to it. You can't come. Honestly, you're a fucking bitch. You're a fucking bitch. Yeah, stay in the fucking man cave, fucking bitch, because you are a fucking bitch. Tú eres una maldición puta. Gringo pendejado.
And there's another voicemail that I know exactly, or I don't know exactly what to do with. The beef is brewing. We might have to set that fight up. Let's continue, move on from that. Now, the updated rankings are not posted just yet, but maybe we can for a bit here. Again, 267-545-8096. Maybe we can talk a bit about Israel Adesanya and Sean Strickland if we pick both fighters. And you guys voted. So far, no, let's move on is a whopping 73%. We'll see if that changes throughout the night. Let's look at the division right here. And if we were to give an opponent to every fighter in the top 5, let's have a little fun. Let's have a little fun. The top 5 of the middleweight division after UFC 293. What do we do? And we can have live callers. Yes, let me also, forgot about that. Give me 1 second and I'll make it live. Let's quickly talk about the top 5, then I'll have some live callers. Israel Adesanya, what do you do next with him? I see Beta Quest says Jared Cannonier versus Strickland. I'm not crazy about it. With Adesanya, maybe he waits for the title shot. He likes being active. Damn, Adesanya might be in the same predicament as I'm looking at this live. He might be in the same predicament that Usman was in. He's ran through the division. Someone comes along like Leon Edwards, beat Usman. Now, what the hell do you do with Kamaru Usman? Maybe you can say Adesanya is in the same predicament. But unless you give him the title shot immediately with Sean Strickland. If you don't do that, you might have to. Who else do you give him? Do you make Adesanya versus Duplessis just because they're going to be number 1 and 2 as far as contenders? Is that the route you take? I think that fight, it'll be a disservice if it's not a title fight. So make it Dricus and Sean Strickland. I don't think you do Whitaker Adesanya 3. That doesn't sell well. Nobody really cares for that as much either. The Cannonier fight, no. The Vettori fight, no. You might be forced. I'm working this out live. You might have no other option but to give Adesanya to Sean Strickland because there's no one else out for him. Unless you wait for Hamzat and Costa, maybe Costa beats Hamzat in impressive fashion. And then for that reason, Costa maybe moves up a spot. Who knows? And you do Costa Adesanya too? I might be admitting live on stream that it might have to be Strickland next for Adesanya because what else do you do with him? And he likes being active. And maybe you do have to at least give him the credit that because he has been active, because he hasn't stopped fighting, and he's been a champion that will be willing to defend his belt. Maybe I'm changing my mind live that you have to do the immediate rematch. If Strickland beats him again, then you move on from there. City Made Breezy in the building. What's up, man? Welcome to the stream. It was a controversial decision and Strickland hated it, says Beta. Both men have had the striking record in the division. Both have insane gas tanks. It would be incredible to see. Maybe you do give Jared Cannonier another shot. If you don't give him the Duplessis. Duplessis is still out as well too, right? Gotta give Izzy a rematch to Snipey. So some people agree with Beta. Says Strickland is getting Merc next fight no matter who it is. And it would be quite interesting. I'm saying if you want to write sort of a storyline, this is what you do. You want to get the most as far as money. You make Dricus versus Sean Strickland. If Dricus wins, you give Adesanya the title shot. If Sean Strickland wins, then maybe you go back to square one. But that's still a fight that sells quite well. Dricus perhaps does what Adesanya wasn't able to do, and that just builds up the Adesanya Dricus fight even more. I say that's the way to go right now. If you have a better option, let me know. DDP is still out. Strickland left, so unscathed. He could fight on the next huge card. Hell, he could probably fight this weekend. Nonetheless, the lines are open, 267-545-8096. If you want to call in and have a little debate on who should fight next and what fights should be made next, 267-545-8096. The lines are open. As far as Strickland being unscathed, it is true he could fight next. Maybe he wants a little break. I mean, what if Adesanya needs a little time off? He's been so active. He's been in fight camp after fight camp. Maybe you just don't do that as well too. Maybe that is the path that they take. 267-545-8096. If I were to pick, I would honestly say, give me Dricus versus Sean Strickland. I think that's a no-brainer fight to make. It builds up the Adesanya Dricus fight even more, I would say. But we do have a caller. It might be spam. So let me give me 1 second. Let's see. Yo.
Good evening.
Thomas, welcome to the stream. Good evening, sir.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, man. Still taking in the results from the weekend. Pretty crazy stuff, man, all around.
Absolutely. You want to talk about it a little bit? I see another caller. I'll make sure to call you right back after Thomas finishes his call. Sorry about that, Thomas. Talk to me about UFC 293.
I mean, holy shit. Who knew that to stop Adesanya, all you had to do was just walk him down? I mean, who would have thought?
People have tried it before, though, Thomas, and were not successful. Why was Sean Strickland successful? Maybe this helps the argument. Maybe Adesanya wasn't himself. Or do you think Sean Strickland has the perfect game plan and style to kind of be Adesanya's kryptonite?
Well, if you look at previous Adesanya fights, you'll notice that what gets everyone stuck is when they try to get too aggressive. Counter left hook, knocks them down every time. Paulo Costa, the first Pereira fight, even though he ended up finishing it in the later rounds, but if you noticed, I think it was the first or the second round, it looked like, Pereira was stunned.
So when it comes to Strickland being, as far as people have gotten a little bit too aggressive with Adesanya, are you giving credit to Strickland basically saying he was doing just enough to be aggressive, but he was also being defensively mindful, and that's what got him the win?
Yep. If you noticed, I noticed in the fight that he would try question mark. Adesanya was trying question mark kicks.
Yep, saw that.
Most of the time, either missing, he would parry, or he just, decided for a body kick instead, because Strickland just wasn't not giving him any of the distance that Adesanya requires for, different techniques.
No, absolutely. He anything that Adesanya threw, although it wasn't much, was in a sense blocked. Nothing really landed clean. Do you remember Adesanya landing anything big where you said, "Oh, maybe this is where the fight turns around"?
Not where it would turn around, but I do remember that it was like very, few and in between when he would. And it's like Strickland's style was just, I'm gonna stand in front of you, I'm gonna jab you, because I'm not gonna let you use your height. Adesanya, John Jones, these are, fighters that are like really long for like their divisions. And Sean was just not playing the game.
No, I agree. I don't know if you noticed, I believe it was round number 3, maybe round number 2, where Adesanya, he saw the kicks weren't really working. He landed like one right hand down the middle, but then, even for me at least, he was using a lot of footwork, but the right hand looked almost predictable for Adesanya as well too. And Sean Strickland wasn't giving him that either. So it didn't seem like he had nothing to offer, and he wasn't willing to throw combinations as well.
Oh, sorry, excuse me, my sister's dog is...
No, I could barely hear it.
No, and the thing too with Strickland is that, Strickland, he's somebody that lives in the gym. That
I've known. Spar.
So much sparring is like, did Adesanya maybe not assume that he would already be used to seeing like tells of when you're gonna try to throw a right hand, a left? You can see that. That's the thing about boxers is that you can tell what's gonna come before it actually.
No,
Something with that. I think I
no,
saw Louise something with the elbows, how they flare.
no,
It's just like a
maybe.
box. I think a boxer would be able to read that, but I mean, it just seems crazy. Like I was telling everyone after we were watching it at a bar, and it's just like it just seems so crazy because first glance it looks like you said Adesanya might have been off, but then when you actually rewatch it, it's like no, Strickland just neutralized what Adesanya, and then maybe it comes to Adesanya maybe didn't take Strickland this as serious.
Let me ask you this as well, Thomas. Not only was he defensively sound and mindful, do you think there's something to he didn't want to open up because he got hurt in the first round, so he wasn't willing to kind of go for broke?
I think if you look at all of Adesanya's fights, I think Pereira might have been the only one that actually hurt him before, that I can tell. I know he took a lot of damage against, Gastelum, but that actually put him down, hurt
Right.
him. It was only Pereira. Maybe he didn't expect Strickland to be able to hurt him, and then when he hurt him, he was just like, all right, step back a bit because I know now he can, hurt me. I think that has a lot to do with it too. Maybe after that first round, he was just like, and who knows if he even really like fully recovered up until maybe the third round.
No, that's maybe so. Mm-hmm.
Something that it wasn't like he got stunned. It was like his legs gave way.
Absolutely. No, I mean that might be the case. Now, when it comes to the rematch, do you want to see the rematch?
I think that maybe since Adesanya had lost the belt to Pereira, won it back, lost it, maybe give Strickland let him maybe get his reign started. I mean, let's see, how far can you take it? But here's gonna be the thing: when is the Costa and Chimaev fight gonna happen?
December, I believe, or November, something like that.
I think that'd be too much time.
Yeah.
I think it have to be a rematch and then. But me personally, I would have liked to see him defend, and then I'd like to see Adesanya and Duplessis. I think that would have been.
Maybe I feel like I want to see that fight only if there's title implications, but maybe it sells just enough as well too, and it still could be a big main event fight if they fight without fighting for the title. We got a few more callers, Thomas. Oh yeah, what was it? What you want to say?
Like, for me, if I'm the UFC and you want to play this right, make that fight a title eliminator. I think that would have been that'd be a.
That wouldn't be a bad route to take. We got a few other callers, so feel free to call back if we don't get you on the next one. Appreciate your call, Thomas.
Yes, appreciate you, Miller. Enjoy your evening, and good luck going forward. I saw the interview with Cupcake.
Yeah, man, it was dope, man. Hopefully we could get more of that. Appreciate you watching that. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. We'll see you.
Later, broski.
Bye.
There you go. Thomas Maida. I haven't talked to him in a while. It was good to hear him speak a bit. We have another caller. Let's see what we have here. A 704, I believe that's the Trey number. I'm calling back right now as we speak. Wow, that's loud in my ears. But let's see if that's him. And then we'll catch up with chat some more. We're talking Adesanya and Strickland, the aftermath. Feel free to call in.
Yeah.
Is this the one and only Trey Mountain?
First of all, was that guy beating his dog? was that last caller just beating his dog?
Is that what you heard?
Hey, can somebody needs to get PETA over there? I don't know who that was, but I'm worried about that dog over there.
It was a little strange in the background. I liked his argument, so I was focused on that. Trey, you had Strickland losing. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Man, I mean, his argument was decent. Your phone call woke me back up when you called me back. But here's the deal. Let me just address some things, okay? I'm going to just go down a little list.
Take your time, but hurry up.
First of all, Chris Faith, nobody wants to come to that stinky, dookie, little cesspool of a place that you live in. Nobody's coming out there. I can smell your breath through the phone when you're talking. I'm done with you. Second of all, Beta, is that a guy or is that a 65-year-old black woman talking? I couldn't even tell. I mean, he literally sounded like a woman. Second of all, I literally said this, and I keep
You said
seeing
second
this pop
already,
up.
so this will be third. But yeah,
I keep seeing this pop up more and more, and I said this Saturday night in the chat. You can literally look it up. I promise you on everything. You can look it up.
doubt it. But what's up?
I said, and I even hashtagged the source with it because I literally do this before anyone else. I said, there's rumblings coming from Izzy's camp that he has some type of injury or is not 100%, that there's going to be rumors starting to circle. You won't see Izzy say it, but there will be rumors starting to circle.
That's how they get you, huh?
Sure enough, here they are. They're starting to come out. Rumors are starting to circle. Was Izzy 100%? It couldn't be. Giving Sean no credit, that makes me absolutely sick. Hey, here's the truth. Izzy sucks, okay? He bounces around, backs up the whole time, runs away from everyone, and Sean will stand there right in the pocket, baby, walk you down, and give him 1-2s. Miller beat him with 1-2s the whole time.
Yeah, that
Miller
was enough.
beat him with 1-2s the whole. That's the champion. That's the great champion. That was one of the best pound-for-pound fighters that people were telling me. He's one of the best strikers, one of the scariest guys in the UFC. That's the champ, and he got beat by 1s and 2s.
Let me ask you this, Trey. Let me ask you this, because you're almost alluding to it a bit. Are we saying, or are you saying that maybe Adesanya is not as good as we thought, and a simple 1-2 is enough to beat him as long as you defend correctly?
Miller,
and we were just giving him too much credit.
How long have I been telling y'all that Izzy is an absolute bum? I told y'all when Alex came, he was coming to take his title. And listen, I'll be honest. I said he was never going to be champion again. For the first time in history, I was wrong. For the first time ever, it happened. I get it. Okay.
Like
okay?
how you try to sneak that
Lightning
in.
strikes sometimes. It is
Right.
what it is. But Izzy is an absolute bum. He got dog walked. Now, listen, Sean Strickland is a dog, okay? He can take punches. But Izzy has a glass chin now. We see that ever since Alex popped him. Now he just gets Sean just absolutely rocked him and dropped him off. And nobody's barely talking about that. Okay. Everybody's talking about, was Izzy 100% this and that? But Sean absolutely dropped that man off.
Trey, my argument has been that he got knocked down in the first, and people aren't giving that enough credit on why Adesanya didn't look the same in rounds 2 through 5 afterwards. Do you give credit to that?
Bro, here's the deal. Izzy's never had to run backwards that much before in his life. He's usually had exchanges and come forward and been able to throw in the pocket, and he would step up and have quick exchanges and then back up and then step up and have – he didn't get to do that with Sean. Sean did exactly what he said he was going to do. He said he was going to walk him down. He said he was going to get in there and he said he's going to get in there and get dirty, and that's exactly what he did. I mean, that is the recipe to beat Izzy. Izzy is awful. He should never be champion again. I don't ever see it happen again. I hate that bum. He's such a freaking cornball. He needs to go watch his little animes and stick to his little cartoon stuff that he does, okay? I won't say it on here because I don't want you to get no strike or nothing, but we all know what we're alluding to. Now.
So don't give the media a rematch?
Bro, do you think Izzy deserves a rematch? He just lost. He lost the title 2 times to 2 different guys now.
He's 1-2 in his last 3.
In a year.
I agree with
you.
The people want to hear your thoughts, so I just figure I give you these alley-oops.
Izzy should be in Combat FC right now with the fighters you're interviewing. That's what I think. I don't want to see this guy ever again.
No Drickus maybe for #1 contenders or title eliminator fight? Do you like that?
Look, whoa. Y'all want to see Izzy and Driscoll's fight, really? Y'all really want to see that? Y'all are trying to see a dead body then. Listen, I'm definitely for that. I would love to see Izzy die in the octagon. I mean, I can't stand that bum. Driscoll would absolutely dog that man if that was to happen.
Do you think that's the path that the UFC takes next?
Miller, let me tell you what's about to happen.
Like, what is the UFC gonna do? Yeah, let's see if you could break news
I'm about to
or
tell you,
predict
this is
something
why I'm
correctly
the source.
once.
This is why I'm the king. This is why I'm the one who gets it done. This is why I'm Mr. Intel. Izzy's about to go up in weight.
And wait,
Izzy's
hold
about
on,
to
hold on.
go up in weight and try and take the belt from Alex Pereira. Mark my words. Mark my words. That's going to happen.
Trey, can I break something to you? For one, you're wrong. And I'll tell you why. Dana says he looks slow. When he was asked if they do the immediate rematch, he said yes. I would argue that you're completely off. He's not going to go up to 205. There's no one else that you could really give to Adesanya. What is he going to fight for the title at 205 next after losing? There's no hype behind that.
Bro, here's my whole thing. Here's why Beta's call was absolutely irrelevant and made absolutely no sense.
Right.
When's the last fight you saw from Izzy that was exciting? He sucks, bro.
So he's the problem.
He is so boring, bro. He has the second most boring fight behind Thug Rose. He has him and Yoel Romero. They have the second most boring fight, bro. No joke, bro. He's that boring. He's that inactive. Did he throw in the fourth or fifth round? In the fifth round, was he throwing? I don't know. I didn't see it. He sucks, bro. He just skips around backwards.
He's done that against Romero. He's done that before where the fights aren't really that exciting. You could argue that Whitaker won the second fight. I mean, the list goes on about the criticism.
No, listen. There were some exciting moments. There were some exciting moments last night. Okay, I mean not last night, but Saturday night for Sean and Izzy. But which one of them came from Izzy? Not one of them. Not one of them. Even this weekend, not one highlight. There was 5 rounds fought. Not one highlight from him.
Maybe he was injured.
The dude is boring, bro.
Maybe he was injured. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I think it was the knockdown. Maybe he was injured.
I'm telling y'all right now, that's the rumor. I already told y'all Saturday. So Stewart's already got the word. They're already trying to say that. They're already trying to get the rumors swirling, saying he wasn't 100%.
I can't wait to find out if that's the case. But let me ask you this. Okay, they say it's an injury. Are the people going to buy it, or are the majority of people going to say that's an excuse? What do you think?
Of course the people are going to buy it. People slurp this man. I mean, they are a cornball for this guy. He's such a lame. He's got his little nerd following that he has. And, of course, they're going to buy it. And the little announcers are going to buy into it, too. And they're going to say stuff, I did see this. Or he's going to come out with some type of proof that's not really proof, but saying he was injured or not 100%. Bro, it's all phony. I can't stand this dude. I'm so happy. Like, you don't understand how big of a month this was for me that him and Aljo both lost the belt. This is the best I have felt about the UFC in years. I love it. I love it. But with that being said, let me say this before I get off the phone, Miller.
Listen.
2 years probably. 2 years probably now. Hours. Maybe even days, maybe even weeks worth of content, blood, sweat, and tears, building this channel up into everything it is worth, turning you into a TikTok superstar, letting you get phone calls from me still, even after you ban my channel, even after I make another channel and try and make a comeback and you ban that one also. And you sit here and finally get hooked up with tickets and you're telling me that you're taking heat out? You're taking heat out? You little boyfriend, are you kidding me? After everything I've done for this channel, Miller, I gave everything for this channel.
Hey,
you lost a friend. I'm never talking to you all again. This is my last phone call ever. The source is out forever. You ruined it.
Don't go just yet. Let me ask you one question.
You're a Joe Biden type of person. You really take it. You liberal little boy. Of course, you're in Philadelphia. It makes sense. You're up there with all them other liberals, just like Chris Face is up there with all them other little stinky liberals up there in his little New York borough or whatever the heck he saw. Nobody cares about y'all. Nobody respects me on this channel. The source is out. This is my last phone call ever.
he sounds like he's talking from a place of hurt. And do I feel bad about it a little bit? Absolutely. I feel bad. If he really believes he built this channel, he's way off. He's done his fair share of, good bits and good moments. But at the end of the day, he left us to go play miniature golf. And he has been failing at that, and he's been crying to come back. I allow him to call in a little bit, do a couple of voicemails, talk to us. We hear his audio, we don't see his video. But do we really accept him to come back as far as his face on the camera? I'm not sure about that. Maybe you guys could vote and help me figure it out. We had someone call in earlier, a 732 number and then a 201. Let me call back the 732 number. Hopefully they pick up. We shall see. And then we'll get to more of the calls.
Oh.
And here is, I believe, Hito 609.
I just want to say, first of all, Trey, we'll see you next stream. Last phone call my ass. So let me tell you guys a little something about entertainment here.
Here we go.
When you guys say that the Strickland Adesanya fight was boring, then you weren't paying attention.
Hold on. Is this a shot to Beta Quest? I just want to get things clear before we keep going down this path.
Not a shot, just a lesson in entertainment.
Okay. Here we go.
All right, so think about how many fights that you had that were just magical because of the storyline. You know what I mean? Do you want everything to be like Terrence Crawford, where it's boring all the way until he has to have the fight of the decade to be amazing? No, you got to build the story. You also have to pay attention to the story. So the Strickland story, goes deeper than the embedded. It goes to the Joe Rogan podcast, his background, understanding where he comes from. Then the back and forth between him and Izzy, and him being unapologetic, him being the crazy underdog, and then just walking down one of, some would say, he's defended the title many times, so one of the better, middleweights in the last, 5 years, let's say, or whatever. So it's just there's a story behind it. So to see him walk him down, almost knock him out when they said this guy has no power and he would drop them, yeah, that makes it exciting.
Ooh,
but then
okay.
there's, like I said, there's always a potential that Izzy could have knocked him out. He can do it. You saw what he did to Pereira, so don't act like he doesn't have knockout power. He's not. I mean, I don't like him. I think he's boring. I think he's cringe, but he still can knock him out. So you had that tension there the whole time. Was he going to be able to pull it off? He couldn't. So saying it was a boring fight, no, that's crazy. Am I saying it's a fight of the decade? No. But if you are in entertainment, it was a great fight. It lit up Twitter. It lit up everything. Every social media was lit up Sean Strickland winning. So how is that boring when it lights up the world?
That's why I would agree with you. I see Snipey saying we care about the fighting, not the storyline. Hollywood Hito. I love
you
what
damn
I
right,
love
Hollywood Hito. You know what?
I love
damn
what
right,
I'm
I'm Hollywood Hito. You can say broke and boring, and I'll say rich and fucking entertaining. Snipey.
Listen, I thought the internet blew up. I thought people loved it. I would disagree with Beta Quest. Beta Quest says it was a little boring. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. Maybe we rewatch it on Twitch and we'll figure things out.
No, but that's not how it works, man. Sometimes you gotta be a prisoner in a moment. There's things like you can go back and watch something, any fight, and it won't be as exciting when you're watching it live. It's the reason why you pay pay-per-view. If you don't pay pay-per-view for the excitement of watching it right then and now, you just never pay for any pay-per-view. You'd watch it Monday on YouTube or Saturday or Sunday on YouTube. But that's not the reason why you pay for it on pay-per-view, because you want to be there in that moment. So experiencing something in a moment and then watching it afterwards are two different things.
I thought the knockdown was just enough, in my honest opinion, to carry the excitement for the rest of the fight, because I felt like, oh, is he going to get the job done? Is it going to happen? And it never came, but it was, I don't know, it was a little bit fun for me to watch. The 201 number that's calling, I'll make sure I'll call you back after this one. I was just excited to see whether Adesanya was going to get into the next gear, and it never happened. Now, moving forward, what are your thoughts on what should happen next for Strickland and for Adesanya? And as you say that, I'm going to put you on speaker. I'm going to try to press a button on my camera, but we're listening.
Okay. So this is what you need to do. You need to have DDP and Izzy fight for the contender spot. I think hold Strickland for right now. Savor that little lightning in the bottle, because let's be honest, we don't know how long that's going to last. There's a lot of great talent in there. You got a Kamzat probably coming up in the ranks that I think is going to be the next champion. So maybe put Strickland on hold for a second. keep that lightning in the bottle while it's there. Have DDP and Izzy fight for the contender spot, and then they can move on from there. And then you see how the rest of the middleweights play out. I think DDP still beats Izzy anyway. Izzy gets out the window, and you have like the new crop of guys coming through the ranks. So that's what I think they should do personally.
I'm not mad at that at all. Hopefully, I fix the Zoom thing in a second. I'm not mad at that suggestion. It almost sounds like to me you're kind of stealing my opinions and then going with it. But that's just me.
You didn't say that. I have look. I'm clipping everything on this channel. I'm watching. You did not say that one time. What I just said right there. All right, not one time.
It sounded a little similar. Like
what you do is you listen to people's voicemails. You kind of get an idea where they're coming from. Then you fucking pause it. And then you steal their ideas right from under them.
I don't recall ever doing anything like that, Hito. I think that's a little bit unfair, and I'm frankly offended that you would say something like that. Nonetheless, Hito, appreciate your call.
Thank you. My time is up anyway. No, I'm ending this. My time is up. Thank you.
There you have it, guys. Hito 609 with a legendary call. Listen, he stole a couple of my points. Let's just be honest. We have a call from 201. Let's give the call back. And then if you want to call in 267-545-8096 to share your thoughts on what do you think is going to happen next. What's cracking? Chris Faith, welcome back to the channel. Talk to me more about this card and your response on these calls.
Well, actually, let me say something. I've been working and busting my ass for 10 fucking years. And this is a message to that fucking white albino fucking Shrek, a.k.a. Trey Mountain.
Guy's trying to get me banned.
Whatever the fuck his name is. Let me tell you something, Trey. If I was a fucking bum right now, I would have been in the streets begging for change. But guess what? I've been busting my fucking ass for 10 fucking years. Since I was 19 fucking years old. 19 years old, motherfucker. I'm only 29 right now. Guess what? I don't give a fuck if you're 40 or you're still a fucking virgin. Fuck you. You ugly albino fucking piece of shit. And guess what? Right now, I work in a company that's a $1 billion industry. A freaking $1 billion industry. More billions of dollars, more than your fucking taxes. More than your fucking house. More than your fucking grandmother's retirement money. Huh?
Listen.
Say something, Trey. Say something.
Well, I'll try to get him back on. We might even need to have you guys on a
I don't
three-way
even
call.
give a damn. I don't give a damn. But let me say something.
Yeah, for sure.
Like within 5 years from now,
Time is yours.
I'm gonna have like a lot of money. Within 5 years from now, guess what? Every year, $30,000 income. $30,000. What's your income, huh? What's your freaking income? That's masturbating on your fucking couch in North Carolina.
I think he got the message. We'll see what he says. Any other further thoughts on Trey Mountain or UFC 293 that you want to share before I see if we get a response?
Guess what? There's a lot of good shit and bad shit, but get this. Like, at the end of the day, doesn't matter if it's Israel Adesanya getting a rematch or not, but guess what? Doesn't matter. Things are going to change. There's always changes in the UFC. No doubt about it. Good and bad changes. Doesn't matter. The world's not perfect. The UFC is not perfect. But guess what? People bust their ass every day and night.
Listen, I respect that wholeheartedly, man. I appreciate the call, Chris Faith. Anything you want to say to the fans before we get to the next caller?
To the fans, everybody, Gito, Sniper MC, Beta, you guys are the best. You guys are the best. Work your hard. And guess what? Trey, he's the bum for life. He'll be the bum to the day he dies.
And there you have it, guys. Chris Faith in the building. I'm a little bit scared of what happens next between the two, so I'm just gonna let them work things out. Maybe they could text each other and become friends one day. Who knows? Things are heating up and things are changing in the callers that are calling now. We have personal beefs. How long have we been live to see if we got more to work with? We've been live for an hour. I'm going to keep working on shorts. 267-545-8096 if you want to share your thoughts on Israel Adesanya or Sean Strickland and what happens next. Snipey says, in your effing face, Trey. Trey has become public enemy number one. I think I fixed the camera thing, by the way, Snipey. It was driving me nuts. So I apologize for that. But I think from what I'm looking at now, it seems as though things are as focused as ever, right? Like it's not doing that weird thing. I don't know why I did that before. I kind of reset some settings and I worked it out while Hito was kind of just what Hito was doing. He was just repeating my sentiments. He was just repeating it back, and that's fair. I don't blame him. 99.2% of the time, I'm correct. We have another caller, 909 area code. Let's see who this is.
Call from
Beta.
Beta. Oh, maybe a response
To accept,
for
press
Trey as well
1.
too. Here we go. Beta Quest in the building. Welcome back.
Yo. So listen.
Here we go.
Oh, we're just gonna full on accept that this is the WWE now? Is that what it is? The storylines? That's what we're here for? Do I need to get a intercontinental belt for y'all so you can enjoy it?
An intercontinental belt. Hey, that's the most respected belt in the world. You didn't know?
Yeah. Tell Vince McMahon I want my money back. I'm not watching that fight again, bro. I'm not going back and going, yeah, that was great. I mean, those 1-2s were fantastic. Come on, bro. That was atrocious. It's great for the sport. It was a great thing for the sport. The shit talking. Yeah, Strickland's a crazy person, and Adesanya diddles his dog. Cool beans. Great storyline. I'm not going back and watching that fight. It wasn't good. We can't pretend that was a good fight. We got three strikes from Strickland. A 1, a 2, and then he lifted his leg up, and he kicked him in the stomach, and then he just moved forward. I'm happy for him.
You might hate this for me. I know you like defensive art, right? Mastery. You look at the Pernell Whitakers, you look at the Floyd Mayweathers. I think it might be safe to say Sean Strickland put on spectacular defensive performance.
Bastard.
Cole, welcome to the stream. I think he put on a defensive masterclass. Is that fair to say? And because I know you could appreciate some good defensive skills, so that's why I bring it up. What do you have to say to that?
That cocksucker defense looked great out there. I give him that. I don't know why Izzy just didn't look at that liver and go for it, but I mean, everybody has a bad night.
Sean Strickland was making him pay.
Strickland deserves the win. I'm not arguing that he didn't earn his stripes out there. But Hito, you can't tell me you're going to put that fight on again and watch it over and over.
That's a good question. It's a good question.
How many times have we gone back and watched fights? I mean, we've done it on stream. We do it all the time when we're just talking back and forth. You tell me you're gonna go back and go that Strickland Adesanya fight, man. I was just captivated.
Beta,
Come on, bro.
You're gonna hate me, but I really want to watch this fight again now. Like the more we talk about it, I'm like, what?
And then you're never gonna watch it again.
Adesanya couldn't land. Maybe there's something to it now. Now maybe the injury thing plays a factor. Maybe there was something honestly wrong. We'll see. Maybe he has some kind of doctor.
No. Hold on. And to Trey, are we just gonna ignore the fact that Adesanya knocked out a light heavyweight the last fight before this?
He does have power.
I don't say that Adesanya is the most, explosive fighter ever. You can give credit where credit's due, you fat bastard. It'll be all right. Like you don't gotta belittle everybody because you can't see that thing you gotta pee with every time you poke. You know what I'm saying? Like you can give the world a little credit. I get it. If I had to lift my stomach up to see my member, I'd be mad too. But it is what it is.
After losing to Pereira 3 times, 2 in kickboxing, 1 in the UFC, many thought that he wasn't going to be able to get the job done, and he knocked him out cold. So you're right. Pereira going up to light heavyweight, and what he did to him, Adesanya has enough. If he lands cleanly, and he figures it out, he could very well win a rematch.
Bejeda walked into the octagon at 220. He knocked out a light heavyweight already. So, we can give the man a credit. I don't like Izzy outside of the ring or outside of the octagon. He's a cringe lord. So is Strickland. Mm-hmm. But, does that mean that I have to pretend like that was a good fight?
Man,
because I'm not going back and watching that fight. Ain't no way.
Beta, what I can appreciate, I'll be honest. I appreciate that you are not backing down. Everyone's saying almost in a sense like, listen, this was a good performance. And you're like, nope, I'm not buying it. All I'm saying, Beta, is there might be a little bit of glimpses of like a Pernell Whitaker, Floyd Mayweather type of mastery. That's all I'm going to say. We'll rewatch it together maybe on Twitch. You tell me a day that you have free and we watch it. And then we'll see. You convinced me with Corey Sandhagen and TJ Dillashaw. Maybe you'll convince me on this one.
That's because I do this for real. Y'all play pretend like fighting is you're in it for the plus 490. I'm in it to see some violence. You know what I'm saying? There's levels, Y'all make your bag. I'm happy for you. This guy over here wants to see people bleed. You feel me?
No, that's fair to say. Beta, I appreciate you, man. Quick shout out to my guy Beta. We're gonna be heading to Combat FC, and I would say, and I'm not saying this just because he's here. People like Beta, people like Snipey, like Plugs, like Hito, Cole and company, Chris, Faith, Trey. You guys have been supporting me thus far, and that's why we're able to, get into a new accomplishment as far as going to a live event, maybe getting some content. So Beta, for real, I wanted to give you your flowers in person. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. You appreciate everything you've done. You've been helping me for a while, bro. Appreciate you.
To you too, Miller, and to chat, Snipey, Hito, even that big fat motherfucker Trey, all you. I love y'all. It's all love. Even if he can't, he has some anger issues he's got to deal with. Tell him to get some therapy. It'll be okay. But it is all love.
Somebody says his blood is as thick as like gravy or mashed potatoes. I don't know, man. This guy, he sounds like he's gonna pop a blood vessel. Any last thoughts, my guy, Beta Quest?
Yeah, I think your camera can't focus because your height keeps shifting when you move back and forth. That might be the issue.
Oh, okay. I thought you had a high joke for me and gonna cook me there. I was a little bit worried. I think I fixed it. I've been looking at it now, like just to double check. I think I had a setting issue. Appreciate you, Beta. Thank you so much. I'll knock you out in person if we did see each other. Much love, broski. Later, bro. My guy, Beta Quest, always showing love, man. Always supporting, man. Beta Quest has helped us get this far. Let's catch up with chat a little bit. We're about to get out of here. If anybody wants to call in, you have about 2 to 3 minutes to do so, and if not, we're out of here. Cole says Izzy loses and everyone loses their perspective on his consistency to fight all challengers and risk his title. It's a good point. He's been a very active champion, and it almost seems like to me, Cole, that for that very reason, Dana White wants to pay him back by giving him an immediate rematch. Even if the fans don't, not unanimously, but majority of them don't want to see the rematch, is almost as if Dana's saying, listen, he has been a very active champion. He deserves to get a rematch, and if he wants it, he gets it. That's what it seems like to me, the path that Dana White is taking. And can we respect him for that? Can we give him credit for that? I say maybe so. So we'll see what happens next, but that's what it looks like it's going to be. It looks like it's going to be Adesanya for the rematch soon. Facts, good fight in the moment. After round number 1, I wanted to see how the rest of the fight played out. Maybe it's not that great of a fight as far as replay value. I will say, Plug, so we shall see. Beta, you still the homie though. Cole says, Izzy will regain his title again. It'll be difficult to beat Strickland, but he's resilient and a true champion. To Beta's point, he has knocked out cold Alex Pereira, who's bigger than Sean Strickland. If he's able to do it to him, if he finds the opening, if he gets a little bit more aggressive, maybe he gets the job done. Now, what could be the result of that is Sean Strickland beating him in a more impressive fashion. But at the end of the day, Adesanya is a proven champion, and in the rematch, who's the favorite? Is it going to be Sean Strickland? If there's an injury that comes out that says, listen, Adesanya was dealing with this, and the odds maker had to make odds, right? They would say that Adesanya is still the favorite, is as far as I'll take it. Do you guys agree with that? Yes or no? You guys let me know. How tall are you, Miller DC? I am a whopping 5'5.5". Probably the tallest man in Pennsylvania. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a little bit short, but these hands, is a different story, Snipey. But yes, I would be fighting in the bantamweight division. Probably take Sean O'Malley down at will, like Murad will do. But instead of choosing to fight, I choose to stream. That's a tough question for him, Snipey. I think Hito is 6'1" or 5. I think he's 6'1". If Hito's 6'1", I'll make sure we take a selfie for Friday because Hito's supposed to be driving down with me to Combat FC. And if that is the case, we'll take a selfie and I'll put it in Discord so you guys can see the height difference. Bro, what would be even funnier for content, Hito thinks he's nicer than me at basketball. I want to show you guys that, listen, it's more about the fight in the dog than the dog in the fight. And by that, I mean, if he wants to play me in basketball, I'll take a basketball with me, take it all the way to Boston, beat him in basketball, upload the content so you guys can see that. Listen. Even as if I believe he's 6'1", he still doesn't want to smoke. Also, are you standing up or sitting on a stool? Damn, he's actually asking these real questions. Never wondered before Trey asked it. Listen, I am standing now. I was sitting down once before, but I did raise the camera. I think we're talking about this height thing way too much. Let's move on. Like that bamboo shove is a legit 5'6" at 1. Listen, guys, it's time to get out of here. I think we fixed the Zoom issues. Nobody called, so appreciate you guys for all the calls that we gotten thus far. If you guys want to leave, you can leave a voicemail at any time, and I'll play it back on stream when we go back. So 267-545-8096 with any news or anything like that. Oh, you're 5'11". You're the same height as my nephew. I remember us talking about that. So even worse for you. You will not beat me in a basketball game. Straight up 1v1, game to 12, ones and twos. You're not beating me. Nonetheless, guys, #1 commentary channel on YouTube. Let me quickly find something that I want to share with you guys. Real quick. This was a great interview. I had a great time doing it, and I think you guys would enjoy it. So there's that, and there's also a Miller DC Clips channel. The profile picture kills me, but nonetheless, how do I share this channel? How do I share this channel? How do we do? Oh, no, let me go back 1 second. How do we share this? I guess. Oh, there we go. There's a clip channel, and I spammed it. Go follow that. Hito's putting on some clips that I don't even put as shorts over there. And it's, bro, listen, this guy, he has a whopping 9 subscribers. Let's get that to double digits. He has 160 views on the last short, which was hilarious. Real quick, let me see if I could play this real quick.
All I can say is,
hold on one second.
It makes me wanna shout.
The quality. Hold on. Let me fix something real quick. 1 second. This will fix it because for some reason I can't do it to the actual one.
Weeks or so, years ago.
Second. That's my guy right there, by the way, too, man.
And
great interview. Go check that out.
It was a decision.
Great fight, by the way. Damn, I just missed it too. Give me 1 second. Here we go. It didn't
all
fix
I
it,
can
but
say is, it makes me wanna shout.
Gets better, I promise.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Listen, we don't ever have to see Izzy again. Alex, don't worry about coming to kill him. Sean took the trash out, boys. That bum is gone forever. I don't want to ever hear anybody tell me that he's one of the best strikers in the UFC ever again. This dude absolutely sucks. He couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. Sean, it's the Sean era. Sean Strickland, Sean O'Malley, and Sean Melton, the source.
Sean Melton.
I'm here again. I'm just so happy. I'm grinning from ear to ear driving. Don't even know what to say. Shout out to Sean Strickland. Source is out, baby. It's a beautiful Monday. See y'all tonight. Let's go!
And he did show up afterwards and talk to us for a little bit. So there's a clips channel if you guys are wondering. What do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in like a day and a half. So there's a clips channel. Make sure you guys go subscribe to that, follow that. Also go check the interview out, which I believe you guys are going to love. Which is right here one more time, and we'll get out of here. God bless, guys. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for subscribing, Eddie Longfield. That helps the channel out immensely. One more thing, if I could request, is go subscribe to that and go watch this interview. It was a great chat. He's fighting this Friday. We're going to be attending live, which is dope. I'll try to get some content for you guys. Hit me up on Discord, Instagram, Twitter, wherever. And if you guys have any suggestions, maybe some ideas on what I should do when I'm over there in Boston while we go to that fight, let me know. Let me know. I'll be taking my son Hito with me. God bless. Good night. #1 commentary channel